Romans 10, verses 14 to 15. How then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one of whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? And how can anyone preach unless they are sent?
I am called.
Send 56 exists to serve the African missions movement in order to reach the unreached people groups of Africa. We're developing global partnership with a vision of mobilizing thousands of new workers to the nations. And right now we are graduating and sending new workers every year to the nations. Over the past 10 years, we have seen miracles, healings, deliverances, doors being open among the unreached people groups that has astounded us. In one particular place, 13 families in a rural Islamic village came to the Lord. In another location, among the Nubians of Uganda, we knew of one believer in the whole tribe, and now over 30 have come to Christ, and 5 are being actively discipled as we speak. In another place, a man had a vision on an island off the coast of Africa. He had a vision or a dream of Jesus, and then one of our workers went there, shared the gospel with him, and he was ready and open and willing to give his life to the Lord. There are so many stories from our workers that are coming into us all the time that encourage us with what the Lord is doing. One of the most recent testimonies we received from one of our workers on the field was about Muhammad, who's a young man who had a vision of Jesus and then came to Christ. Well, he called his father, who is an elder in a rural village in another place, and he shared this vision with him. Well, the same day, one of our workers was going to that village and they were doing door-to-door evangelism, and he ended up in that elder's house who had just heard from his son Muhammad, and they shared the gospel with him. 8 people, 8 Muslims ended up giving their lives to Jesus, and they started a new fellowship in that village.
There's so many other stories just like these from our missionaries who are already out on the field. And there's others who are trained and ready and waiting to be sent. God is raising up a movement of native missionaries who are going to the unreached.
I am called.
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 Many are called. Will you send them?
Gosangara Gajera.